Hello and welcome back to another Poppy Builds video. Yay! Today we are at Brichester. Honestly, that's not the world name. I don't know the world name, but the Discovery University world. And we are like in the middle section. So Brichester's on the right. Whatever the other university is on the left, and this is settled right in the middle. This house that we are going to be remodeling. The original Sims that lived here were the two twin redheads that attended Brichester University. I went to this house and I said, what are they made of, money? This is a 3-story house for 2 people with just like the biggest box layout in the world. And it just, in my mind, I was like, this is way too massive for just 2 people. And so I thought, well, you know what? They probably want to save a little money. I'm not gonna lie, I assume that their parents were paying for the space because I, as a young college individual, would no way in the world be able to afford something as big as this with just one roommate unless my parents paid for it. So that's what I assumed. The twin redheads had parents that let them rent this place out. And then the twins, I don't know, maybe the parents were like, well, now you need to start paying for it yourself. So the twins decided, well, to pay for rent, we are going to lease out the 3rd floor to 3 other Sims, making this now a 5-bedroom place instead of the original 2-bedroom place it used to be. That is my background behind it. So also the Sims that are going to be living here, they all attend Brichester University. They're all in the like arts field instead of the science field. So they're writers, painters, musicians. Although I think one of the redhead Sims, I don't know the names. I always, when people are like, well, the land grabs, I'm like, I know they have blonde hair. I just don't know the base game Sims names. It's not me, okay? Maybe one day I'll get better at it if I play with it more, but I'm very bad at it. So one of the redhead Sims, who I also did redesign her clothing a little bit to make it fit the vibe I wanted. She might not be an arts major. She, I think, is a villain. So that can be art. I don't know. Maybe she wants to work in heists, like art forgery. I don't know. The best thing about the base game Sims is that they can be whatever you want them to be, even if you don't know their name. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm redesigning the interior because I did not like it and I wanted it to be for more Sims. Oh my gosh. Bless me. It's springtime here. Looking outside my window, I can see beautiful, gorgeous flowers blooming from tree branches. Wonderful. There is a terrible time in spring for me personally that despite the beautiful breeze and the warmer weather, I literally have to shut my doors and lock my windows tightly because I am so allergic to the pollen. Oh my gosh. So there might be a bit more sneezing in this video, FYI. Yes, so I am quite excited for spring, but also not. I think spring might be I love all the seasons, I absolutely do, but I think spring might be my toughest season physically, and then the winter's probably my toughest season mentally, as it is for many people. But my god, I just need allergy medication, more allergy medication. Anyway, moving on from that, back to the build. I wanted the build again because this is just such a guys, I cannot reiterate how big of a square box this is. I wanted to pretend that the reason it had that design was because it was a bit of a historic house. So maybe that's also why they could afford to live here, even though that's really not how historic houses work. They're typically much more expensive than new builds, based on the fact they're built like brick, more older and fireproof and fire resistant things. But moving on from that, we're going to pretend that this is maybe it could be a bit of a cheaper house because it is a bit older. And because of that, I wanted it to have some random fireplaces that they had to work around, because obviously an old house needed fireplaces. They didn't have central heating. And I also wanted it to have a few blue elements that they decided to, when like this was renovated, they decided to keep a few of it to keep the historic elements to it. So all of the bathrooms have like this old original blue tiling. This is just what I think of when I was building this, and sometimes I have design concepts and stories in my mind, and sometimes I don't. And this time I did have a story, so I really do hope you enjoy it. I also definitely did renovate the bathrooms, so they're gonna be still this nice beautiful blue with like the modern shower and bathtub, which I believe are from the Spa Day pack. I think they're actually probably my two top most used bath things. I just like how they look, especially in white, but I decided to make them blue to match with the wall. And this is the bathroom. I don't want to make them too crazy, but they are definitely renovated. So there are going to be 3 bathrooms in this build, 1 on each level, and then also a little laundry room, which I hope you saw earlier. So it definitely, for 5 sims, again, I could have done 8, but I did 5 sims. Sorry, you know how the new bunk beds just came out? I do hope they update soon so we can have many things underneath the bunk beds, underneath the lofted beds. But I just did a tiny home for a group of 8 sims who go to also Brichester University. It's the complete opposite of this massive home, which you should check out if you are interested. But they've only got not many bathrooms for too many sims, unlike this one, which has 3 bathrooms for 5 sims. That's fantastic. Even 2 bathrooms would be great. So again, this is the kitchen, keeping with the blue concept. So all of the cabinets are going to be original with renovated appliances, or modern appliances. And also we can pretend that these windows, again, such awesome windows. Maybe they look like they could definitely be from the historic time period. I'm just having so much fun, like, thinking about the concept of this in my mind. So I really hope you're getting the vibes. And look at these beautiful archways. Historic? Yes, please. I mean, they're not really that historic, but they're nice. I like them. It's so back to the weather. It is about to storm outside, so I want to open the door so badly to have that beautiful breeze, but I can also see the flowers on the trees swaying. Oh, it's quite a pickle here, people. But it just got completely dark, so I'm now sitting in the dark, as 8 minutes ago I was not. So that will be fun. I may have to take a break from recording this to go stand outside and enjoy the beautiful, beautiful breeze. Because we all have to agree, the breeze before a storm is just, it hits different. It's just beautiful. Now this awkward L shape, I wanted, when I was designing this, I said, okay, they're gonna have a massive, massive dining room. That, like, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And that was the intention the whole entire time of this specific space. And I didn't want to make it too regal or too fancy. So instead of going like with really expensive dining table and chairs, I went with something a little bit more modern for like teenagers. Oh yeah, they could be 18 to 22-year-olds is the typical age of college students, but you can attend college whenever you want. That's the beauty of it. But in America, at least, most people will graduate high school and go straight to college, so we can pretend maybe that that's what these Sims were. So they're having a bit more of a, I don't know, like keeping up with modern day trends and aesthetics, and this table is definitely quite modern. Again, just adding some character building now, adding some world building. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, it's raining. It started raining. I will not be opening my door now because the rain is coming directly towards it. It's the first time ever. Where I live, I have a balcony and then the outside, but the balcony's so large that normally rain doesn't hit it, but oh my gosh. Let me know if you can hear it, but because of the way the wind's blowing, it's actually hitting my balcony door. That is crazy. Guys, I love it when it rains. I wish I could open my door. I won't, but I'm gonna complain about it consistently throughout this video. Now here is going to be their beautiful little living room with a gorgeous, can we guess what color? Blue fireplace. Can't believe it. Again, keeping with modern day aesthetics is what their design is going to be. And you're thinking, well, are you sure? And the answer is yes, because eventually the design I picked on is just so modern. If I walked into someone's house and they owned these couches, I would want to be friends with them and then question how they got those couches, because they're so cool. I would personally hands down own these couches. So I put many in there to also make it look very modern, but also to be like their nice big social hangout. So just like the dining room, they have lots of space to host and a lot of space to feel comfortable in their own little rented haven. Come on, look at this living room. It looks like the social hub of the century right now with those couches. Okay, I had to take a little break because I had to go and look at the rain. It is raining so hard now that it's shaking the pipes in my place. Like, it is raining hard, so if you hear any background noise, that is what it is. It is everything shaking in the space. In my space, not the video. I refuse to decorate when it rains because you can't see. I only build things in The Sims when it's bright and you have great visuals. When it rains, no way, Jose. Back to this living room, keeping it quite simple, minimalistic, with loads and loads of space to sit and chill with friends. This is a gorgeous living room that I personally would love to own. But I probably would like a chair, like with side pieces, like side armrests. Like armrests, I don't know what they're called, like an armrest. Okay, yes, that's what I would like. But that pattern swatch, oh yes, please. So the second floor I have decided is going to be solely dedicated to the redhead twins. Again, no idea what their names are. We know one is more edgy, a villain. The other one is a little bit more prim and proper, with a more light aesthetic, whereas the other one has a bit more of a darker aesthetic. So kind of tried to do like a bit of a yin and yang. One had black and one had white to really show the opposites of them, even though you can't really just break down two people into two colors, but that's what I did because I know nothing about them. So one's aesthetic is white, one's aesthetic is going to be black. You know, all villains love the color black, obviously. That's not a trope or anything. I ended up redesigning this whole entire room. So this room, if you can't tell based on the color, is going to be the room for the villain. But I remember when I redesigned her, the base game, how she was designed, she wore a lot of makeup, so I wanted her to have a little vanity for herself that she could just sit at and chill, because I assume she's just very good at winged eyeliner, something I myself am not very good at, but practice makes perfect, practice makes perfect, and I assume she's very good at it. So these are the things I think about when I play The Sims. I also wanted to give her her own little lounge space with a TV. So she has her own little vanity and a little place to hang out, and I kind of like how it turned out. And what I thought would be really nice is with these little paper, I don't know what they're made from, but they're like the festival ones. I'm gonna pretend that her sister made them for her birthday, and she loved them and put them up. So that's the origin behind those, because again, her sister is a lot more crafty oriented. I really think she is an aspiring artist, so we can pretend maybe she's very good at paper crafts. For the life of me, I just want to say macrame so badly, even though that is not what macrame is. Paper crafts is not macrame, but I like to pretend. So here is going to be her bedroom, and don't we love this little closet and full-length mirror moment? Because the answer is yes. Yes, we do. I think it looks very, very cute. So her space is a little bit more modern, a little bit more with a white aesthetic compared to her sister's. And again, my favorite part is the two closets and the mirror. I think it just looks very nice. It is, like, guys, I can't even reiterate how much it is raining over here. I'm again looking outside the window. So I think both rooms are quite good. I wanted to say they're both indicative of their personalities. I think that is the proper term for it, or how to properly use indicative. So please let me know what you think of their rooms. I think they look very nice. And then here, this little alcove space, I wanted it to be initially a living room space, and then I thought to myself, no, I hate that. Don't want that to be what it is anymore. And I decided to make it instead a study space for the two twins. So on the left side is going to be one twin, on the other side is going to be the other twin. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I thought they're gonna share the bookcase. And then I did change the design of where the white desk is, because I eventually put a bookcase there and then switch it out for an easel when I remember, oh yes, she is an artist. She needs somewhere to paint. She needs an easel. So this nice brown bookcase, which does suit the space very well, is not what ends up being there in the end. So instead they're going to share this nice big black bookcase instead. It's a massive bookcase, loads of space for both of them. So it's a nice little space in my opinion. Both have their little study spaces outside of their rooms. Now we've done the top floor. The second floor. I'm now going to do the top floor. I was just trying to get I hope you saw those 3 Sims just then. Those are the 3 Sims. I was just trying to get a general sense and feel of how I wanted to decorate their rooms, because I created those Sims. So for one is going to be I'm going to say that she's going to be an aspiring teacher. She's wants to know everything, so I wanted her to read a lot. The other one I know wants to be a writer and one wants to be a musician. So that's the basis. So I'm going to have a few like skill building items and stuff like that in each of their rooms. And then try to do the aesthetics of their bedroom spaces with their personalities in mind, you know, just like everyone does for any bedroom they ever own. Unless you can't make changes then, or you can't afford changes. You just kind of chill and wait until you move into a place that you can, or where you can finally afford to make changes. I personally still have all of my old couches from my basement. When my family moved, I took them with me. They are not my aesthetic, but free, absolutely wonderful. So when I can afford new furniture, I think I will be going for honestly, the couches in this build I'm doing right now, if I could find couches like that and are genuinely comfortable couches to sit on, I would buy it in a flash if I had the money. But for now, I have my basement couches in my place. So here is going to be the I didn't really have a general plan. This could either be the writer's room or the like one that likes knowledge. That sounds so contrite, like that's the very basic idea behind it. But this is just a bit of a both these two rooms could be interchangeable with The Sims, which you can download and find on the gallery underneath poppybuilds, which is where all my builds are, and remodels. I think this specific space, the one I'm decorating now with a bit more light vibes to it, is the musician. I don't know why I said I think. This is the musician's room. So she is just going to have a lot of, I know, I can't believe if you've guessed this, I'm just so surprised. She's just going to have some musical instruments. And that is the whole entire design behind her build. I didn't have as much creative thinking behind these top 3 Sims compared to the redhead twins, because they had like a little bit of a backstory, whereas the ones I created had a very, very superficial backstory. But if you play with them, they've got a lot of capability to be whatever you want. So I wanted the musician to also be me saying I don't have a lot of backstory for them and then providing you with a lot of backstory. I wanted her to also be very fashion forward, so she's going to have nice racks of clothes in her space. I think this is a great little room. It's not little, it's actually quite large. I think it's a well-designed room with a lot of heart to it. So, and we can also pretend, even though it's not really what they do, that these wood panels are like assisting with the acoustics, or maybe are even sound barriers for when she practices her music. So again, like I said, I'm going to have a lot of fireplaces, so this is the second one. I add a few more later, don't worry. I don't just have 2, that's not a lot, that's only 2. I have, I think, 4 in total, which you will see as we flourish this build at the end, but she got 1 in her own room, which is very, very nice. Because again, this was re-renovated, so on the second floor they decided to take 1 out, but kept the other ones on the top floor. Even though heat rises. It's totally fine. We don't need to think about the logistics of thermodynamics and heat right now, so just ignore that. So we've got 2 furnaces on the top, 1 on the second floor and then 1 on the first floor. She also is going with like a white minimalistic design to her room. I think this is just a cozy room. I think this is just a nice room. I don't think, sorry, I've just started all over, stuttered real hard just then. I don't think I added a computer in this space, so and that is a little bit awkward. But all in all, it is still quite a nice little room. Maybe she just has her own laptop and likes to work on the couch, so she didn't want a desk. Yes, that is what we are going to pretend. I thought this little hallway looked so sad and empty, and is where I decided, okay, this is where the second furnace is gonna go, to just brighten up the space a little bit. I also wanted to make sure that the hallway was functional and didn't actually block anything, but kept it that way. And this is where I added the second furnace. I think the furnace has really helped make it look a little bit more historic. So now we've done the, I always say we, I am just one singular person. I don't know why I say that. I have now just finished the build, interior wise, so I'm going to design the outside. I wanted to keep it quite simple and with similar vibes to how it was originally designed, i.e. keep the remodel the same. I like to keep the outside as close as I can, and as you can tell there, you know what happened? The stupid gate glitched and refused to let me add a gate. So instead I decided to do an open concept space instead of having a gate, which is what I originally wanted. But I do try to keep the outsides almost identical because that's how I like to do my remodels. You can't change the exterior, including how big and how small their patios, decks, lack of pools are, etc. And here's where I remembered they have a washing machine but 0 laundry baskets, so I added them to all the rooms. So they had their little laundry baskets. And then I'm just adding a few finishing touches and landscaping. I kept this little space, so if you have ever seen Mossy Lane originally, the front area, front patio, it's not our patio is raised. Can it be a patio if it is not a raised deck? These are good questions we have. Anyway, front section, I kept their little garden like the original did have, but updated the back a little bit. And last but not least, I decided to add some trees and just do a little bit of landscaping, and that's it. And then we will be able to go and tour this remodeled build. Just last but not least, doing my traditional thing of outlining the space with some terrain paint, and we are ready to go and tour the build. So welcome to Mossy Lane Remodel with our 2 twins, hello, and then our other 3 renters in the back. So that is the front, and there's our other sim just chilling. This is our living room with just how awesome is this living room on a scale of 1 to 10. It's 15. I love it so much. This is the laundry and cleaning room. Their main bathroom, very skinny with the historic blue tiles. Look at that living room. I am so in love with these couches. The whole aesthetic of this. Love it. Here's the kitchen, nice and simple with new appliances, and then their massive dining and hosting space with a beautiful jukebox. I think this place is like awesome. I would love to live here. And that is the outside with their rubbish bins. Hello, Sim. Goodbye. She is wearing an awesome outfit, by the way. I would love to own a skirt like that. But I am short and a lot of those skirts are way too long or way too short. Never a good medium. Here is the second floor for our twins. See, I changed the easel with their shared bathroom. And here is going to be the artist Sim, who likes more neutral colors, especially white, with just a little pop of pink. I love the cat, again, closet mirror combination. Adorable. Adorable. Through here is our more villainous Sim, who enjoys a more darker aesthetic, specifically the color black. And then with those paper mache things her sister made her. And up we go. Can someone tell me, like, comment below, for anyone else, does this happen to you when you get to the third floor or higher? The speed will just pick up. This is the third build I've done that the speed will just glitch like crazy, and I cannot fix it. Like, it's like on zoomies, like a dog. Goes zoom. So here's the musician's room. I wish I could slow this down. Oh my gosh, wait. I just remembered that I could slow it down via editing. So please let me know if this is a better pace for when this like glitching happens. I slowed it down by like 25% than what it is normally like sped up to. Even though it's a little bit, I just don't know why this is happening, and I do apologize because I hate when videos go too fast because I personally get really sick and I don't want you guys to get sick. So let me know if that is a better speed. But that is the whole entire build. A renovated Mossy Lane with a space for 5 Sims. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!